In this lecture, we're going to be talking about the other side of regression that you need to avoid. Now, regression has two different faces that we need to be aware of. One face is positive and the other one is negative. And beforehand, we did talk about how regression can help. Sometimes we might miss some important information, and going back, reading the information can help us avoid any kind of information that we left out or missed out on. But regression also has a negative side when it comes to speed reading. It can actually decrease the speed at which you're operating, the speed at which you're currently reading. There are numerous factors behind the reason why this happens. One main reason is that you're stopping and going back, moving backwards instead of moving forward. And the second is you will lose your concentration. Now, we previously talked about regression as a concept. As we said, it can be extremely helpful to understand previous information better through the repetition. But how does it affect our speed reading ability? So as we said, losing concentration is a big thing. So if we get distracted and feel like we missed some information that we did not really understand well, we might have to use regression to go back, reread, and understand the information better, which can affect our speed reading ability. Whether this is caused by vocalization systems or our belief that slower is better and reading information over and over again is better, as a habit we picked up from the educational system, which generates this belief that reading information over and over again is good to enhance understanding, which is of course true, but at the same time, it will block the system of speed reading you're trying to develop. We previously discussed this idea of highlighting or marking important words, phrases, or information that you might have missed, and going back to it and reading it after you're done the speed reading process, after you're done your training. So with a marker in hand, put a mark next to any information, paragraph, or phrase you missed while reading. And you get back to this information briefly to read it again once you're done your initial reading. If you're using the pointer method, it can be a way faster to mark the regression parts instead of going back and reading them. After you're done, let's say the chapter or the number of pages you set up for yourself, you can go back to read all the paragraphs, phrase that you put a mark next to, so you can then reread these information and kind of assimilate it and understand it properly.